some of which have affected properties, others in more areas of vegetation, I suppose could be described as. It involved a golf course as well there. Let's speak to Barnaby Papadopoulos, who's keeping an eye on what is going on with these wildfires. Barnaby, what's the latest you're hearing about all this?
That say more than words ever could. And as you've been saying, we can see multiple properties on fire in Stourbridge, at least 6 properties. That's according to the latest West Midlands Fire Service update. Although when you look at the wider shots we've got from the helicopter there, it looks to me as if it could be more than 6 properties, at least 60 firefighters on the scene in Stourbridge. We believe that this is a fire that actually started at a golf course. It was described as there being an extensive grass fire at a golf course, but clearly that has spread to these properties in Stourbridge. And the knock-on effects of this are really quite something. There's the town hall in Stourbridge has been set up as a rescue centre, so people who, based on these pictures, have lost their homes will be going to that town hall to stay while the fire service carry on their work. We heard earlier that there had been evacuations in Stourbridge as firefighters fought to get this under control. And of course, this is having an impact on the sort of the wider area and transport links as well. So the fire service have said that there will be power issues for many residents. We also know that the M6 is closed northbound due to smoke blowing across the road. So that's been closed so that motorists don't have to deal with that smoke. Network Rail says its services are down between Stourbridge Junction and Hagley. Now, these pictures are from Stourbridge in the West Midlands, but it's not the only place that has been affected. Warwickshire Fire and Rescue were also called to fires in Stratford-upon-Avon this afternoon. We've got a brief statement from them here about that. They said that arrival crews discovered a wildfire which was spreading to nearby outbuildings. They said there are currently 10 appliances in attendance and this incident has been declared a major incident. It was urging residents in Stratford-upon-Avon to stay inside, to close their windows and doors because of the smoke. And we've got these pleas from both the police and West Midlands Fire Service that people are really, really careful at the moment, that they don't go outside to look at the fires and they stay away from this, from the area as the fire service get on with their job. So quite extraordinary pictures coming out of the West Midlands this afternoon, this evening. And it just makes you think that over the last couple of weeks, we've seen scenes in France, in Greece, in Spain of wildfires caused by some of the incredible heat that Europe has been experiencing. We've had our own wildfires here in the UK, in the Cairngorms, in Scotland, in Suffolk too. But now what we are seeing in the West Midlands is those wildfires spreading from rural areas and affecting people's homes. You can see the police helicopter going across the screen now. It makes one wonder if we will be seeing water dropped on these buildings from height, because it looks like this fire has started in multiple different places, or at least spread to multiple different places. And that's why we're seeing such a large response from the emergency services and ultimately such a huge impact on the lives of people in the West Midlands tonight.
And Barnaby, I mean, the wide shot that we have seen showing those different fires underway in the Stourbridge area is very telling, because the West Midlands Fire Service, as you say, saying that they are facing extreme levels of demand. Wherever you are in the West Midlands, please do whatever you can to stay safe, minimise the risk of outdoor fires. That's the plea. Of course, on what is the hottest day of the year so far. Please don't head to areas where fires are taking place to watch. And they go on to say people directly affected by a fire are being told not to try to tackle it themselves, but to get somewhere safe and call 999. And Barnaby, I mean, we're just looking at these live pictures. We're continuing to look at live pictures from Stourbridge, and this is a fire that had originally involved the golf course nearby, fields nearby, and then as the fire service, the West Midlands Fire Service said, the fire then crossed roads and has, is now clearly affecting residential roads, affecting a number of properties, and fair to say engulfing a number of properties in Stourbridge. So, Barnaby, it's not just here, it's all over. Wales, the Sky helicopter had seen a number of wildfires with the fire service trying to put those out. A serious incident too in Stratford-on-Avon. So the fire service got its work cut out on the hottest day of the year.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Mark. And it makes you wonder if we will see kind of repeated calls for the government to take action against things like disposable barbecues, for example. Of course, we don't know what exactly has caused this fire in Stourbridge. We don't know what's caused the fire in Stratford-upon-Avon. But when you have levels of heat like what we've seen today and what we've seen over previous weeks, anyone who's got a garden and can go and see their grass, it's probably turned yellow and completely dry. So any small flame could be turned into a much larger fire. And that's exactly what I think we could be seeing in Stourbridge, a fire that starts in the grass of a golf course because of how dry the ground is, because of how hot it is, quickly spreads. And in this instance, is spreading to people's homes, to at least 6 homes, we were told by the West Midlands Fire Service earlier this afternoon. But as you said, I think it's really important we keep reiterating the pictures that we are seeing now that are coming in are live pictures, and they do not suggest fires which are, are completely under control. These are fires which have completely engulfed houses in Stourbridge, and that is a fire that started, we believe, on a golf course and has rapidly spread. At least 60 firefighters in Stourbridge dealing with this. A local town hall has been set up as a rescue centre because there were evacuations earlier today as this fire started to spread. And as you've just said, Mark, statements from the West Midlands Fire Service this afternoon really putting out a plea to members of the public to help them, saying that they are facing extreme demand, asking people to stay where they are. It's out of an abundance of caution, for example, that parts of the M6 motorway will have been closed. That will be because smoke is billowing across the road. And of course, if in that situation there was to be an accident, that is yet more pressure on a fire service which is already overstretched in the West Midlands, dealing with both the fire in Stourbridge and one in Stratford-upon-Avon as well. And as you said, it's not just in the West Midlands. There's also a fire ongoing in Wales as well. And we've seen other wildfires across the UK over the past few months, given how hot it has been. And of course, that hot weather certainly going to continue for another few days. We should just say, Mark, at the moment, we don't know quite how many casualties there have been because of this fire, or if there have been any at all. 2 casualties, I think, due to smoke inhalation. But this is a fast-moving event. As you can see from the pictures on the screen, the fire service is still battling this blaze. So we will have to wait and see for more updates on casualties and on the cause of this fire as the evening progresses. So about 4:15, the West Midlands Fire Service was saying that 2 casualties had been affected by heat and smoke. And at that time, about 2 hours ago, they said they were increasing their resources. Well, those resources will have only increased since then. And we have seen, particularly when the helicopter goes in a little bit closer here, we've been able to see the jets of water coming from the fire hoses as firefighters try to put this out and stop it spreading even further.
Yeah, I'm just looking at whether the weather is going to help. But, tomorrow is 29 degrees, a gentle breeze, no sign of rain. This is for Stourbridge. Saturday, 23 degrees, no sign of rain. Sunday, 22 degrees, no sign of rain. Monday, light rain, light winds. And there is a change. The heat wave is coming to an end. But as we see in Stourbridge and in Wales and in other areas, wildfires are burning, and wildfires are impacting people, obviously in Stourbridge, because so many properties are in flames. In fact, the West Midlands Fire Service is now saying that Stourbridge Town Hall has been set up as a rest centre after people were forced to flee their homes following that wildfire near a golf course. And these are the pictures we're seeing of those homes that people were forced to flee. In a post on social media, the fire service said Stourbridge Town Hall has been opened as a rest centre to provide a base for people who have left their homes because of the fire. Transport is also being arranged, say the fire service, for those who can't make their own way. We are currently facing extreme levels of demand as a service, and we need your immediate help. Wherever you are in the West Midlands, please do whatever you can to stay safe and minimise the risk of outdoor fires. If you are directly affected by an ongoing fire, please do not risk tackling it yourself. Get to a safe place. Call 999. We will do our very best to get help to you as soon as we can. But that is a statement from a fire service under considerable pressure this evening. And the pictures we have been showing you in the last 30 minutes or so explain why. Joining us now is a resident living down there where we are looking right now in Stourbridge, Philip Jones. Good evening, Philip. And we've been looking at these extraordinary pictures above Stourbridge, the pictures of the homes engulfed by flames. Just tell us the story. When did it all start? When did the wildfire start? What's happened?
So we noticed the smoke about 1 o'clock this afternoon, coming back from an orthodontist appointment. And it just got thicker and thicker. It was quite hard to breathe, actually, when we left the car to get into the home. Home locked up all the windows. There has been a steady stream of fire engines, police cars, helicopters above. A number of roads have been closed. A number of our friends have had to be evacuated from their homes. We're fairly lucky. We're slightly buffered. We have the golf course and then the cricket club between us and the fire. So at the moment we have grab bags by the door ready to leave if we have to leave. But it hasn't come to that yet, thankfully for us.
But nevertheless, all very worrying for you. How many properties? We're looking at pictures from the air. It's difficult to... what we can see is that properties are absolutely engulfed in flames. What we can't really see is how many have been affected. What do you know about that?
Yeah, from what I can tell, the whole of the sort of Quarry Park estate up on the hill have been badly affected. A lot of that's on fire and entirely evacuated. Racecourse Lane and a series of houses there. And Osmarston Road, a number of houses backing onto the golf course has been evacuated, as well as another road, Melrose Avenue, where some of our friends live. They've also been evacuated. So several hundred houses will have been evacuated at this point, with maybe 10 on fire, maybe more.
Right, and you're talking to people there, neighbours and friends and so forth. What's the kind of mood about what's going on?
There's a lot of concern, but there's a lot of rallying around as well. Lots of offering, clothes, food, places to shelter. The local church has opened up its hall. And I think, as you mentioned on the programme earlier, the town hall has been opened up as well. So, lots of people just, coming together. A lot of people around Norton Covert, which is a woodland that was on fire, have gone out and actually helped beat back the flames because the fire engine ran out of water. A lot of people are sort of damping down their kind of fences and dry areas to just make sure it doesn't spread, because there's a lot of ash that's been falling from the sky throughout the day.
And what are people saying about how the fire started? Is there any information on that? But it started was it the golf course, or was it fields around the golf course? Do you know, Philip?
I don't know, but from what I can see, I think it was the fields behind the golf course, nearer to Quarry Park. That was on fire about a month ago already, and that's where it looks like it started again.
Yes, and there've been, West Midlands Fire Service is talking about extreme levels of demand, and there have been, I've just been reading a number of wildfires in that area. Just describe what has been going on recently there then, a number of fires?
Yeah, a number of fires have started up on the hills. It's hard to tell how they start. It could be kids, it could be broken glass. But yeah, it's very dry. Like everywhere in the country is very dry. It's very much the same here. We've not had any rain, I don't think, for almost 2 months of any significant amount. So yeah, it's just everything's just waiting to go up.
Right, and what are your plans? How worried are you about your property, Philip?
Fairly concerned, and like I say, I've got grab bags, and the kids are here, so it's we're ready to go if we need to go. So yeah, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the skies. The smoke seems to have calmed down a bit to the southwest, sorry, but it still looks quite bad coming from the Quarry Park area.
Yeah, and when it started crossing roads and getting into the residential area, was it quite an operation by the emergency services? Was it the fire, the police? Who was going door to door telling people to get out?
I haven't seen that, but I believe it was the police. There have been a lot of police cars closing roads and organising that. But yeah, I've also seen the fire engines. I think we've got 60 firefighters out there at the moment. And I've seen the footage as well with the fire almost engulfing one of the fire engines.
Well, listen, Philip, you take care and stay safe. And thank you very much indeed for coming on to talk about this. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Now we're going to go from the fires in Stourbridge to the other breaking news this evening, which is that train derailment near Lewes Station in East Sussex. And we are receiving these pictures now.